Hello family, this is Greg coming to you from FaithsMessenger.com. I want to share with you a little incident that happened to us this last weekend. We had our driveway repaved out in back of the house. We had an asphalt driveway and the house was built in 1946, so I don't think anyone's done anything to the driveway since then. It was peeling and it was cracking and it was a tripping hazard and it was just ugly. So we had that one ripped out, had brand new, nice, beautiful cement poured on last Saturday morning. Now, after the job was complete, the guy who did the work came to the front door and told us, he was done, he was headed out, but he did mention to us that one of our neighbors called the police on him because he had a big cement truck that had to come and pour the cement. They were blocking the driveway. We have our driveway's in the back of the house and it butts up against an alley and there's only room enough for one car to get down the alley at one time. So he didn't tell me who the neighbor was. He didn't know who the neighbor was, and I haven't discovered who he was yet either. But he said the guy was kind of gruff with him and told him that it's a safety hazard and he's blocking the driveway, and everything that the neighbor said was correct. It is a safety hazard and he was blocking the driveway, but there was no alternative. And our cement guy, tried to reason with him and say, if you give me 5 more minutes, just 5 more minutes, I'll be out of your way. Well, apparently that was a little too much to ask, and the guy called the cops. Cops came, and it was really no big deal. It's just they have to respond because they were called. But it was just a no-brainer. Just give the cement guy 5 minutes. And I understand, barring if your wife's pregnant or if you've got a medical emergency or if something, God forbid, is happening where you have to respond now. My cement guy said I would have been perfectly okay with just moving the truck. But the guy wasn't in a hurry at all, apparently. But anyway, like I said, he called the cops. I want to ask you, and we live in hectic times, we live in trying times, and everybody's rushing around like crazy. But I want to ask you, the Bible talks about yielding to one another. What does yielding mean? Yielding is a traffic term. If you remember back when you took your driver's license test, the definition of yielding is to slow down and let the other guy go first. Simply slow down and let the other guy go first. Yield to the other party. We've been commanded to yield to one another. In this instance, my neighbor definitely did not yield to me. I could have used someone to yield to me. Slow down and let me go first. I'm in a situation here where it's difficult. Can you show me some slack? Show me some grace. Yield to me in this instance. And I want to ask you, have you, in these trying COVID times that we're living in, are you living a life where you don't have the time to yield to those who you encounter throughout the course of your day? And I understand it may seem like you're the only one yielding, you're the only one giving, you're the only one caring, you're the only one looking out for everyone else. But trust me, that's not the way it was. That's not the way it is. If it was, our Heavenly Father He's not raising doormats. He is asking and expecting us to yield to one another. Slow down, let the other guy go first. And whether you believe it or not, there are people out there slowing down and letting you go first in life. They're letting you take the lead in life. They're giving you the benefit of the doubt. You may not ever know it, but they are yielding to you. The spiritual life we live is really funny because the more you give, the more you get. The more grace you show, the more grace is extended to you. It may seem like you're giving, continuously giving, but you are not giving more than God is supplying. That's impossible. You can't beat His supply. So I want to remind all of us that Life is too short to live at such breakneck speed that we don't slow down and yield to one another, to love one another, to care for one another. It's not always about us. Our time will come, and when our time does come, believe me, there'll be somebody willing to yield to you. So I want to thank you for your time, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.